Hey, Queer here, bringing you yet another queer Pokemon Go adventure. It's been a little while since I made a video. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a rather northern location in the United States, and of course it's winter now, so it's been pretty wintry here in the last few weeks, and I haven't felt so compelled to get out and film videos. It's easier to just play Pokemon Go without worrying about filming and stuff, especially when you have gloves on. It's kind of hard to do all these things that require a lot of dexterity. I haven't done a whole lot of playing since we got back from our trip to Mexico and Pasadena, but today, as you can see, it's a beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day. It's actually like mild for this time of year. It's about 50 degrees or 8 or 9 Celsius, so it's a good opportunity to go out and do some Pokemon going. So it's early December. It's the start of the season of timeless travels that started last week, and we are doing the Routes event that introduces the new NPC Mateo, who can appear upon routes at the end of routes and give you gifts, or you can exchange gifts with him. Rather, you send a gift that you collected during the route, and then you can receive a gift from him, which will have been collected from some random trainer who also participated in the gift giving. So you can actually receive a gift from anywhere in the world this way, which is kind of cool. Kind of a neat way to spice things up a little bit with routes. You can receive a gift from perhaps an area where you need a scatterbug encounter, and also you can get distance eggs that way. So if you have an egg spot, you will receive an egg with your gift wherever it's from. So it's kind of a nice way to get distance eggs. You can encounter Mateo at the end of a route once per day, and you can do the gift exchange with him. There is a little bit of a bug, however, that was introduced with the new event. Of course, you can't have a new feature without also a bug. If you start a route accidentally, this happened to me earlier today, if you start a route that you didn't mean to actually start, or one that you don't want to do, and then quit the route, and if Mateo was supposed to appear during that route for you, then he will not appear again for the rest of the day. So if that happens to you, you have to wait until the next day before you can try to encounter Mateo again. So that's a bit of a pain. Earlier today I was kind of swapping through different routes trying to figure out which one I wanted to do, and of course I accidentally selected the wrong one. I hit start, and at that was it. So as soon as you start and quit, you have to basically give up on finding Mateo that day, which is silly. Hopefully they fix that feature soon. Otherwise, it seems to be working pretty consistently. I've encountered him a few times. Also with the event, we have the release of shiny Hisuian Sneasel, which is a very cool shiny. However, it is egg locked and research locked, and so not spawning in the wild, so it's going to be a pretty hard one to get. It's in the 7k eggs, and I've managed to collect quite a few that I'm working my way through. It's also half hatch distance, which is nice, thank goodness. And another exciting thing that's happening right now that I've just discovered is that in the James Madison Park, which is the park that I live close to and play at most often, that's where I walk Samson almost every day and do a route, it's now a Scyther nest! Woohoo! So I love Scyther. Scyther is like one of my top 3 favorite Pokemon of all time, maybe top 4. And I don't have a Hundo, I don't have a Shundo, obviously, so any more encounters I can get with Scyther, I'm always happy. And I think that just started today. So if you don't know about nesting, certain Pokemon in Pokemon Go nest, so that means that they can occur more frequently in certain parks. Specifically, it seems to be bug types quite frequently, like Scyther. I've seen, I think, Weedle, Kricketot, Nimble as well, a lot of the bugs, and some other really common ones. Scyther is one of the less common types that can nest. Also, the starters can nest. And basically, they appear in a park for, I think it's usually up to a week. This app that I use, companion app here, it shows nest migration. And it says that the next migration is happening in 13 days. So it must be 2-week periods at a time that these Pokemon will nest before it swaps to the next one. So basically, I get 2 weeks of frequent Scyther spawns in this park, which is exciting. Another goal for today is to do a trade. So I have these 3 traded Pokemon quests, and those are all Hisuian Sneasel. And of course Trey is at work, so I'm going to walk over to his work, which is a bit of a walk through town, and do a trade so that I can cash these in, and then hopefully collect a few more for another trade later on today. So yeah, do lots of walking, enjoy the sun. Alright, so I should have an egg hatching pretty shortly. Ooh, it's so bright. Oh, here goes. 7K egg, what is it? It's a Bonsley. Okay, well I still need that shiny, but not what we're looking for. I really should be doing a route. But I feel like since I can't encounter Mateo, there isn't really much incentive to do them. I got 2 Zygarde cells already earlier on a route today, so. Alright, I found Efrenor at his work. There he is. We did a quick trade, and now I have 3 Hisuian Sneasel checks. So let's see what we have. Not shiny, okay. It'd be nice to get an XXL one at least, because there are Sneasel showcases happening, and they end tomorrow night. And I don't have any big ones, but I have 3 showcases I've entered, so we need a little bit of help. This one is also not shiny. And finally, nope, not shiny. I find that these trades are actually pretty hard to find. It took me all day to accumulate 3 of them from dozens and dozens of stops, so we'll see if we can find 3 more to do for later, but I don't know, it's pretty tough. We're here on UW campus Madison. It's mid-afternoon. There's throngs of students everywhere, but you can see what a beautiful sunny day. We've got a nice view here of the city below. Doing a quick bombardier raid here. It went down real quick. The shiny I don't have yet, so I might as well do it. I need to do a bunch of raids to get my level 50 research completed. 4 rare candy, I'll take that. Okay. Shiny check. No shiny. I did get the hundo a while back. But that's okay. It's a cool Pokemon, I like it. It's actually pretty useful in PvP as well. I got the new move Fly, which is quite good, and so in Ultra League it can do some damage, so it's worth getting some extra candy for it. Okay, so we walked the whole length of State Street, which has, I don't know, dozens and dozens of stops.
8 million.
Probably at least 8 million, and we managed to find 2 more traded Pokemon quests. Hooray! So, if anybody lives in a rural area and you only have like a few stops to go through, good luck. You're not going to find a whole lot of these. But we did trade a Pokemon, so we have 2 checks here. Let's see... No. Efrenor encountered Mateo on an earlier route and got a gift from Dubai, which of course is in the Sandstorm region, so that's a gift towards the Sandstorm Scatterbug. That's exciting. That's one that you don't have yet?
Nope. Still
yeah, that's the one that I need still, and I actually just managed to make a friend from there off Twitter or X or whatever it is now. And second one, not shiny either. I'm not expecting to get the shiny. I imagine it's probably perma boosted at least, just because like otherwise I think regular Sneasel is perma boosted because that one seems to be quite...
Is it boosted from hatching in eggs?
No, it didn't say anything about that. This one's okay. The one you had, 872 must have been decent.
96%.
Oh, okay. So 880 something probably is the hundo. Okay, well we got a few more stops to hit on the way home, so we'll keep looking. Hello, hello! Today is a new day, and it is still the routes event. I'm going to head over to the Madison Arboretum for some walking around there, try to find a route to do to encounter Mateo, and just hatch some more eggs, maybe find some trade quests, keep looking for that Sneasel. But first, I just opened a gift from Dubai, and I believe that's my 3rd Dubai gift, so I should be getting a Scatterbug encounter here for the Sandstorm. There it is, Sandstorm! Okay, and that will complete my Scatterbug collection challenge, or medal challenge, whatever you want to call it. That came out last December, I believe it was, and took me a whole year to get them all. The sandstorm was really the last one that I needed. I've gotten all the other ones for, you know, a long time ago, but that one was really challenging to get. For some reason I couldn't find anybody online who lives in that area in the Middle East to send me gifts, and I finally was able to find somebody the other day. So see, that one's not too bad for IVs. Yeah, there we go. I don't have that pattern evolve yet. And let's see, do we have a new badge? Yes! A new medal. Collect Vivian from all over the world. Woohoo! Nice. Okay, so that's finally done. My goodness. It took long enough. Alright, let's head out and go check out the Arboretum. Okay, peeps, we've made it to the Arboretum. Currently in the conifer garden here. So I'm going to try to do a route so that I can encounter Mateo for the day. And hopefully find a nice trail to follow. So it actually looks like quite a few of the roads here are on the long end. So there's one here, loop past the creek. This one's quite long. And once again, when you have longer routes, you can't always see the entire route because you have to scroll further than the game allows. And so I find when that happens, it's really useful to just jump across to campfire, and you can actually see the routes much more easily there. So I have this one here, loop past the creek, so you can zoom out as much as you want, pan as much as you want. Campfire works much more effectively for seeing routes. That's quite a long one, 3 kilometers. Interesting, all the roads here are quite long, which is good. I mean, people come here for walking and exploring, so it makes sense to have longer routes. There's not as many stops, although actually, I'll show you in a second, but the Arboretum's kind of lit now for playing Pokemon GO. There's a lot of new stops in the central area, so I'm excited to check those out. Plus, we get 5 times extra XP for spinning new stops, so nice little XP gain there. So yeah, loop past the creek, we'll do that one, which is the one that starts right here. That one's a little lengthy, but it's 2 kilometers. That'll kind of be a solid route to do during this little visit. So we'll start that. Make sure not to accidentally follow the wrong route, because once again, if I do that, I won't be able to encounter Mateo for the day. You see over there, there's a ton of stops over there. Let's go. If any of you ever come to Madison, or if you're in Madison, definitely check out the Arboretum. It's a really nice place to go walking. It's right in the middle of town, so it's easy to access. There's lots of different points where you can get to it. And it has really nice trails, really big, beautiful trees. If you're looking for a little escape from the concrete jungle, this is a place that I like to come to. And now it's looking like a decent spot for Pokemon GO as well. Since this is an Arboretum, which is a, you know, curated sort of human-made forest, there are some interesting ornamental trees here that you won't find elsewhere. Try to point a few of them out, or you won't find them growing natively anyway in the area. I'm not even on the road, I guess. I should actually go the right way. That would help, wouldn't it? We'll just squeak through these trees. Here's this little gap. Also a really good place to come look for owls. Especially in the winter, they like to roost in conifers generally when the deciduous trees no longer have leaves. It's a good place to see them during the day. This tree is really cool. Look at how the needles are drooping down. The chickadee over there. Okay, let's see. Almost back on the route. Okay, so we're getting a little bit away from the route here because it kind of goes by the area with all the stops, the central area in the Arboretum. So we're going to wander off the route for a bit, and I'm going to try to hit all these stops. You can wander away from a route and return to it later. That usually works out fine. In this case, it's actually trying to pause the route every time I get a little bit too far. In the past, I've wandered quite far off the routes and then rejoin it later, and it'll kind of add the extra distance that I accumulated while I was onto the road, so it kind of advances the route a little bit further. In this case, it keeps pausing it, which I don't really want, because if you pause the route, you have to return to that exact spot to resume, which is sometimes inconvenient. You might have to do some backtracking. But if you're able to walk sort of parallel to a route without getting too far off it, it usually allows you just to continue the route without pausing it. So we'll try to do that, but we might have to pause it. That's okay, we'll have to come back here. So the Arboretum is also a really good spot for skiing and snowshoeing. They have quite a few trails designated for that. And this is sort of a more open prairie area. There's the main visitor center over there with the solar panels. And this is all pretty wide and open. So I'm just going to hit these 3 new Pokestops down this way. We're getting even further off the original route. But that's okay, we'll find our way back there. These new stops that I have not spun before for the extra XP. Let's see if any of these are traded Pokemon. That one's not. This one. No. They really are tricky to find, these traded Pokemon quests. Of course they had to do it that way. Release a new shiny and make it really hard to get. Okay, spun those 3 and nothing. I'm not saying that new shiny should be easy to get. I think it is, you should have to work a bit for them. But the way that they've locked the shiny behind these really hard to find quests is one thing. But then also the eggs, like making people buy incubators to hatch more eggs to get the shiny. Obviously it's just a money ploy. Like they're just trying to make more money by making people want this shiny and buying more incubators. So, and the odds are still, even if you do that, even if you hatch a ton of eggs, like the odds are still so low of actually hatching a shiny. So Hisuian Sneasel has a 1 in 6 chance of hatching out of a 7-kilometer egg. And the shiny rate is probably at least 1 in 64. That would be the best odds it could be. Maybe it's 1 in 28, maybe it's 1 in 500. My guess is it's probably 1 in 64 or 1 in 28. So if you do the math there, probability-wise, it's pretty slim odds. So 1/6 times 1 over 64, a very low probability of hatching a shiny Sneasel. Let's just say that. Okay, well I just hatched an egg and I accidentally tapped on the screen while it was hatching, so surprise, it's an Esper. I think this is like the 3rd Esper in a row I've hatched from 7K eggs. Which is pretty unlikely because they all have an equal chance of hatching those 6, and it's not great. But I did hatch a Hundo Esper. There it is, Esper Perfect IVs. Pretty cool. Okay, we'll incubate another egg. This one, oh, and we're back down to 1 incubator now, just my free one, because I used the 1-day use one already. And I better open another gift before I spin that stop, so I can get another egg here. Reach this one now? Yes. And that one was also garbage. Okay. Alright, let's make our way back to where the route. We gotta go on that trail over there, and we'll rejoin. Okay, so we're back pretty close to the route here. It says my travel distance is already 2.2 out of 2.1, so I've already traveled the length of the route just from that tangent that I went on. And we can just take out this gym here real quick. For any new players out there, if you're looking for good gym counters or some tips on battling gyms, I usually make a gym team that I assemble on the battle team build menu, and I put all the Pokemon I'm currently buddying on there, so that if I'm trying to get buddy hearts really quickly while battling and I don't want to sift through the menu and try to find my buddy, I just swipe across to that team, and then all the buddies that I'm currently rotating are usually in there. Well, onwards. Let's finish this route, shall we? There's a cardinal right there. It's a bright male. Lake Wingra Springs. Lake Wingra used to be home to 38 springs. This is one of those. So behind me we have one of 38 springs that are associated with Lake Wingra. This is a nice little area where there's a bit of a channel that comes in from Lake Wingra, which is just beyond those shrubs over there. It's a large cattail marsh, and this really provides some nice habitat for birds and amphibians in the area. It's really nice and quiet, away from the road. And we have running water during the winter, so that's really important and significant thing about springs is that they're ground fed, and so the water tends not to freeze, the water tends to be a bit warmer, and so they provide crucial habitat in the winter, a water source for a lot of wildlife and birds. And also, this spot is actually pretty dense for Pokemon spawn. Big Spring, this one seems to be called. Took out this gym earlier and I put my shiny Politoed in there. Seems to be a good fit for this sort of habitat. I think I would expect to find a Politoed in this kind of area. We got a Jinx. Still need that shiny for the Kanto dex. I'm actually working on completing the Kanto shiny dex. I just need, I think, 6 or 7 more. So I'm hunting those pretty hard whenever I can. And Taurus is another one that I've been hoping for because they spawn quite frequently on the routes, so there's a good chance of finding one of those. Jinx is another. I do have a shiny Smoochum, but I'm hesitant to evolve it because the baby shinies are quite rare. And we're getting there with the route. We're almost done. We have one little loop left, and then we will be back at the car where the route ends. Ho-Chunk in earlier Native American cultures considered springs sacred, a place where animals enter the spirit world. Okay, I should have an egg hatching here. I just noticed that that little symbol that shows up on the bottom left, telling you that your incubator is empty. That just popped up. However, I'm not getting any gift opening animation. Wonderful. I'm standing in this nice little shade hemlock grove here. Let me just see if I walk a little further, maybe it will spawn. If not, I'll just check. Oh, there's my 5 Pokemon caught. Really have not been doing a good job of maximizing my daily incense lately, but that's okay. No? Nothing? Let me see. It's definitely hatched. Okay, well, guess we're not getting the animation. Let's see what it is, shall we? A regular Sneasel, woohoo! From Norway. Just happened upon a little flock of turkeys right over there, wandering around. Let's take a closer look. It's a pretty large group of them. This one's really distracted. Oh, there we go. Oh, now they've seen me. Run, turkeys! What cuties. It's so fun to see them just wandering through the forests when you're out and about. Okay, I'm coming up on the route end finally. And there's a Zygarde cell glowing really strongly. Let's just grab that. 2 Zygarde cells, yeah! Oh, there's Mateo, there he is. Aha. Okay. I'm just gonna stop if we can reach it, yes. Alright, let's see what he says. Mateo, always great to cross paths with you, my friend. Interested in exchanging gifts today? I sure am. You can choose a gift to send. The ones I've collected from nearby Pokestops. Okay, let's see. Effigy mounds. How about... Oh, I didn't collect a whole lot of gifts during this route. Let's do the Effigy mounds one. We'll stick a nice little Bergmite on there, I guess. Okay, and let's see what we get in return. Blue Mosaic High found from Pooler, Georgia, United States. Okay. Okay, there we go. More stickers. Pokeball. Great balls. Okay. Thanks for making another trainer's day. Till next time. Okay. Alright, Mateo. Bye-bye. Oh, a Drapion. Look at that. And we still have to encounter him 3 more times to finish that research. I really like this feature. It's not super impactful in the game, but this is he's like a really wholesome character. Of course, I can support anything that has to do with, you know, nature themes, getting out and exploring more, gifting. That's always like a positive thing to have around. And let's catch this Drapion, and we'll wrap up the route. Alright, looks like I can complete it after all, despite that massive detour and the route not highlighting blue, but let's do it. 5.8 out of 2.1. Okay, complete. This will be a new route for me. I've not done it before. Six potions, a fast TM. Naturally, you know, just a bunch of random resources. I'll give it a 5 star. Okay, that is it. Alright, I think that's it for this video. We managed to wrap up a long route and encounter Mateo at the end. Still looking for Hisuian Shiny Sneasel. I hope you have some good luck with that. And that's it for me. Whenever you need a queer Pokemon Go adventure, I'm here. I'm new to queer. Bye.